Well, hello everybody, and we're into week 2 of our 30-day challenge, Be Brave and Trust God. And I'm going to start to kick this week off with looking at a passage from Joshua chapter 6, and I'm just going to pick a couple of verses from that, verses 2 and 5. So Joshua chapter 6, verses 2 and 5. And the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and the mighty men of valor." And then verse 5. "It shall come to pass when you make a long blast with the ram's horn, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with a great shout. Then the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up every man straight before him." We know how that turns out. But at the time, I would, if I'd been stood there and hearing Joshua explain this, I'd have gone, really? I mean, really, God? You cannot be serious. You see, when we trust God, some of the things he will tell us will seem crazy to our natural minds. And the reason for that is that God doesn't want you to have little faith. And he certainly doesn't want you to have no faith. Quite the opposite. What he wants you to do is develop great faith. He wants you to be brave in trusting him. And to help you have great faith, he's going to ask you to do some things and believe for some things that your natural mind is going to struggle to get into agreement with. You see, God, to grow our faith, will plant things in our hearts that just seem completely out there and just crazy to our natural minds. That's why we can't afford to live with unrenewed minds. Our thoughts need to be renewed. They need to change so that we start seeing things the way God sees them. You see, it takes no faith at all to do what you can do by your own abilities and your own efforts. It takes no faith to trust God for what you know you can do anyway. It takes no faith to stay in your comfort zone and never see the impossible. You see, God has some faith-stretching things planned for you. And he's got some great things he wants to do through you. So who wants to live with no faith? Now Joshua, he was a military man and he was trained. His mind was trained to strategize. It was trained to assess the odds. He was a guy who was used to charging into battle and winning. And he was good at all those things. He was good at fighting. He was good at strategy. He was good at battles. But God turns around and says to Joshua, "Hang on a minute, Joshua, the battle here is mine. And it's a battle that I'm going to win." Can you imagine how Joshua, the soldier, must have thought when God said to him, "Joshua, the walls are coming down. When you blow the trumpet, they're going to fall. You guys just get marching around and blow that trumpet and those walls are coming down." I mean, you're going to go like, really? Really, God? Is that crazy or what? How am I supposed to get my head around that? Let me ask you this. Put yourself in Joshua's shoes. What sort of reaction do you think you would get when you went and tried to explain that to your troops? You know, these guys who have given their lives and to seeing their comrades fall as they went into battle for you. And you gather all the people together and you say, "Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to march around these walls and then we're going to blow some trumpets and they're coming down. And then we're going to shout." And I guess those guys are going like, "Joshua, are you crazy? Are you mad? God kind of told you to do that." You see, it's like this. As you trust God more and more, you find that your mind gets stretched. And your thinking gets stretched too. You see, the impossible is just that. It's impossible. At least it is until God comes on the scene. And then suddenly it starts to look possible. And God right now is telling you to get your marching shoes on and get your shouting voice out. You see, the enemy is going to come and bring doubts and he's going to say, "You can't do it." He's going to tell you not to. He's going to say, like, "Just settle. Just leave the walls where they are. Just calm down a minute." And he's going to tell you you're crazy. And he's going to use others with little or no faith to tell you that God doesn't do that sort of thing anymore. Well, as he was with Joshua, so he will be with you. As he was with Moses, so he will be with you. He's promised to always be with you until the end of the age. The God of the impossible, the God that pulls walls down with shouts and trumpet sounds, is right here, right now, with you. And here's my recommendation for you. Take the word of God and shout the enemy down. Just go crazy. Shout it out. And you might find you're the only sane person in the room. So I'm going to pray for you right now. Father, I'm choosing to set my heart to be like Joshua. And I'm asking you, by your word and spirit, to renew my mind, to see the impossible the way that you see it. Amen.